Hello everyone, greetings and namaste. My name is Luke Elijah. Thank you very much for watching this video. I'm at the Art Apart Fair in Singapore, and with me are two very special guests. Right, they're very talented artists that I picked up from this fair, and I'm very happy to have them here on my talk show. Right, Diener and Andrew Kaminski. They're both from New York City, and they're currently based in the wonderful city of Bangkok, which is not so far from Singapore. Right, and this is their first time in Singapore participating in art. And without further ado, I'd like to introduce them to you. Thank you very much, guys, for agreeing to come on to my talk show and sharing with us your beautiful art and the thought processes behind and the inspiration that you have for the energies and the healing that comes through from your art, right? To captivate the audience. And I was very captivated, drawn by the colors and the symmetry, the sacred geometry, and the energies that was being infused in your art, and just hearing your stories really inspired me, so I'm very grateful to have you guys. Right, Amy, tell the audience a little bit about yourself and your background and your history. Yeah.
Sure. Well, thank you so much for having us on your talk show. We
You're
really appreciate
welcome.
that.
Yes.
Thank you so much. So yes, I'm originally from New York, and I actually started painting when I was a kid, but I actually didn't really enjoy painting so much until I was in college, when my professors really pushed me and encouraged me to paint what I was interested in and paint what I really was passionate about. And not until then did I really fuel my passion for the arts. And so about 2.5 years ago, I moved to Bangkok, Thailand, where I am also teaching art. I am teaching at the American School of Bangkok, and I teach kids, and I love empowering children. And I'm also working as a full-time artist, making both mandala and portrait paintings.
Right, it's spectacular. Wow.
Thank you so much.
Right, Andrew, what about yourself? Give us a bit of your history and background, how you became an artist.
So I am from New York, and I use art to, I think it definitely has a healing method for myself. I've definitely gone through some emotional turmoil in my life, trying to find my purpose, trying to understand what the point of this all is, and I find a lot of the things I have to do in life very meaningless, mundane, just job, money, finances, this small talk. I see it as all very surface level, so I see that art is this way to kind of break through that BS, and it's like the one way I can really express something that I feel is meaningful to me and true to me. And I'm not a poet, I'm not a wordsmith at all, so I use my paintings to try to channel something that I think it means more than me. I don't think I'm that special, but I feel like I can sometimes tap into something that I feel like is special. So that's a big reason why I make art.
Well, I really could totally empathize with what you just said about how even being an artist and designer myself in the past, how working in the mundane world got me very frustrated, and then after that I fuel my creativity into creating works of art, and that's kind of like meditation. It really heals me, and as a result influence and heals other people through viewing the art. And I think that's what you guys capture very well in your work, in your professionalism. Right, Andrew, did you also go through fine art training?
Yeah, so I think when I first graduated high school, I was like, what am I doing with my life? Like, I knew that masses of people were going into offices, or they were doing these bureaucratic jobs, a lot of rules and regulation, and I saw art, even though I knew that people felt it wasn't practical. I was like, this is real to me. I love this, and why not just spend time working with people who can help me refine its craft and help me find my voice. And I feel I'm still trying to find my voice more and more, and I think it's going to be until I have no more life left in me, and I'm still going to be trying to find it,
Right. Amy, how long have you been an artist? Obviously all your life.
I would say basically all my life, but when I was in college, that's when I really started to make a connection to the arts and really fuel my passion for the arts, and really getting serious with it. And moving to Thailand and pursuing that along with teaching art has really inspired me. I feel like to be a better person and inspire other people to be better people themselves.
Right, hearing you working with kids makes my heart sing, right? I think kids are the future generation, and if they have a good guide and teacher like yourself, it brings out all their talents out. And so yeah, thank you for working with kids and sharing them your beautiful gifts as well. Right, Andrew, how long have you been an artist?
I'd say 26 years.
26 years, wow. So how did the two of you meet?
We were in SUNY New Paltz, the State University of New York, New Paltz, and I passed Amy, and I thought she was really attractive.
Yeah.
Because she looked like she had this something
Spark.
about her. Yeah, she had a spark in her. She was alive. She wasn't fake. She wasn't afraid to be herself. And I wanted to talk to her, and I don't know, we just kind of clashed, and she kind of hissed at me, and
Is that true, Amy?
It's very true,
Like-
and I can remember it in the
Okay.
arts building. I had a little bit of an aversion towards him. I'm not quite sure why, but we had a little bit of a disconnect to begin with. But
Yeah.
then we actually started to get to know each other. We took a sculpture class together. And we got to know each other, and we became friends, and we built a strong connection. And this was about, like, I don't know, something like 5 years ago.
yeah, about 5 years ago. So, yeah, and then we had this, I did this performance, and I brought Amy into it, and I put colors on her face, and I was feeding her strawberries while projecting like the red imagery to kind of provoke
Yeah.
that chakra feeling. So I think when we were first meeting, I was interested in that, and it's wild because she moved to Bangkok years later, and then she invited me there, and then we started making chakra-like work. I think that was kind of maybe influenced from when we first were starting to meet and think about that.
Right. I mean, the both of you have very distinct styles, but yet it's complementary. It almost looks as if it's the same artist. When I look through, sometimes I can't tell, really distinguish between the two of you, and that's only when I understand deeper your thought processes and the inspiration that goes behind. Do I see your individual personalities come true? But basically, if you tell me there's one artist, I'll believe, right? In a way. So, perhaps you could share with the audience what inspires your work and how are you different from each other?
Well, we both inspire each other with the mandala because the mandala is not an original thought of us. I mean, it seems like this has been going on for thousands of years.
Yes.
Where everything focuses around the center point. So we're doing our own spin on that, or we're trying to do our own spin on that. And it focuses our busy minds. We're both constantly thinking, and we're not going to lie and say that, yes, we're so still and we're so, like, we think constantly. And we're
human. We're human beings.
But the mandala focuses us and it brings all of our thoughts and organizes them. So it kind of like helps us see what we're thinking, but also around an organized structure. So
yes, I hear you. A mandala has the power to make you very centered. All right, it draws you into the the infiniteness of space and time, and you just meditate on it, and your consciousness just expands.
Yeah, for sure. And I think with that, in terms of the center point, another thing that we're trying to do is, for ourselves, we're trying to create balance, we're trying to create harmony, and finding ways to foster that harmony within ourselves, and having the viewer being able to see the mandalas and also to find their sort of center point. Some people do this on the wheel when they're doing ceramics. We do it painting mandalas. So we're hoping that you can also feel that energy and feel that centering through viewing our artwork.
What's going in your mind when you're actually painting?
I think a lot of mindfulness is happening. I'm just being fully aware. And I think it actually, what happens is it quiets my mind.
Yes.
And painting is a way to quiet it and sort of shut down all the thoughts that are happening and really just focus on what I'm doing, which is just the physical hand touching the paint and the canvas and just creating a mark.
So it really makes you very present, living in the moment, right? Fully immersed. It's kind of like a meditation.
Yeah, then it's like a meditation in itself, the physical art making process, just being present.
Right. Andrew, I'm very drawn in by this artwork of yours behind. It's all these rainbow chakra colors. It's wow, this is stunning. Right, good job. Right, could you tell us a little bit about this? Like how long it took you to do it, and what were you inspired by?
Well, I had a few Thai friends that were going up to a Buddhist, Theravada Buddhist monastery,
Yes.
and they took me along with them. And I remember meditating in this mango forest for hours on end, sitting like that, and I was thinking about the different parts of my life that I wanted to balance out. So this is just a way to kind of balance out different aspects of who I am. I mean, I can go through them all. The red being the security that we sit on, the foundation, our home, our food, survival, up to the indulgences, which is right there in the groin, and then up to the drive, feeling the gut, going forward. Then the heart, which is what drives that gut feeling, is love. And ultimately what's going to give us success, I feel, is compassion. You know, no amount of money, I feel, and that drive for money is not going to give us success. I don't believe that. I think that if it's love, money will be there. That's whatever sustaining aspect we are looking for can be there as long as love is guiding us. And then there's the throat, which is allowing me to talk right now. It's the larynx right here, the vibration. So all these colors I've created and I've lined up, and I associate blue now. When I see blue, I think, I see blue. This is a reminder to articulate myself clearly, not use and. So it just helps me say things fluidly.
Yeah, to communicate better.
Right, and then there's the third element, and then this I interpret it to be seeing everything as having a spirit within it, and to see that the material is really transient, and the people sitting here right now are just bodies that are going to decay eventually, but the spirit and the flow, that divine force, that I believe is forever.
Yes, it's eternal.
Yeah, but the mind and the thoughts, this is all very...
will fade in class, yes.
It'll fade, this video will fade, everything, but that force, I was hoping to lock into that, and when I'm thinking clearly and seeing clearly, I can feel that. And then finally there's the top, it's called the crown chakra too, and it's just that direct source, it's symbolic of a higher power, something that is higher than us, that's coming through to us, and it's that kind of direct connection.
Right, splendid. I would want this on my bedroom wall, wouldn't you? It's stunning. Just looking at it, it's color therapy. You're healing through the colors, you're healing through the energy of the chakras.
Yeah.
I can feel the kundalini rising through this, just peering at it and being close to it. Yeah, I could see the amount, dedication and motivation that you went into the love,
Thank you.
Right. How about you, Amy? Tell us more about this dancer figurine that you have here.
Sure. So in this dancer, it's called Dancing in the Sun. I wanted to create a positive vibe. A lot of my work, I'm trying to cultivate positivity. And I'm really thinking about, what does it mean to be positive? Does it mean to be optimistic? Does it mean to look on the bright side of things? Does it mean to be acceptant, but also consider how we can transform to make things better in this world? And so with this dancer, there's that form of the mandala in the background, trying to connect people, trying to relate to a better space. And I was also trying to convey grace. And I find in my life, I'm not that graceful, and I find myself to be a bit clumsy, and my boyfriend Andrew is always like, put it together, put it together. I always bang my hand on something once a day. There's always an ow. And I guess I'm just trying to cultivate some sort of balance where I can just be still, and I'm not distracted by things or feeling pain, and just kind of feel a sense of peace within myself, and hoping to cultivate that in others as well.
Right. Could you explain a little bit of your technique? How these circular and geometrical straight line brush strokes, as well as the dots that kind of look a little bit like the Australian Aborigines.
Yes, actually. So I think something that differentiates my boyfriend's artwork and I is our technique. So our colors are quite complementary and sometimes quite similar, but the way in which we approach the paint is quite different. So I use these sort of bold brush strokes. I was actually inspired by a contemporary New York City artist named Tommy Judge, who uses these super bright, bold brush strokes. They're just kind of making a mark, making a statement. And so that's sort of what I was thinking about with that. And then for these dots, I was actually thinking about the dotalism style that was formed by Elspeth McLean. She creates these really positive spaces, a lot of mandalas, and using just the form of the dot. But I wanted to sort of combine my signature brushstrokes with the dot and have that be integrated.
Yeah, I see a lot of movement in it. I feel the swirl. I'm getting drawn in. It's like a vortex.
Yeah, like a vortex, almost like a target where you can. Do you feel a sort of centering that's happening?
I do.
A grace that can be evoked.
Like spinning of her movement, and I just see lots of. I'm very hypnotized by it. Very drawn in. Right.
Thank you
What
so
about
much.
this one here?
Sure.
Stunning.
Thank you so much. So this is actually a painting of my friend Autumn. She was my neighbor actually, so that's the story behind that. She actually has 2 children that I painted as well. And so what I was trying to do with this piece, and my goal was to fuse and integrate the mandala form with the portrait. And this was my first time discovering something like that. And with the mandala form, again, I'm trying to find that centering. There's so many things happening in our inner selves, in the outer world, and just to bring us to a point of focus and how to focus and how to center ourselves is something that I'm constantly thinking about, and would encourage viewers to be having a dialogue about that themselves. Like, do we center ourselves through meditation? Do we center ourselves through creating connections with other human beings? Do we center ourselves through having moments of silence, not talking to anybody? Do we center ourselves through breathing? And so how do we create the center, this harmony is kind of what I was trying to think about, and having that be evoked through a physical human being that I had a connection with myself.
Right, lovely.
Is what I was thinking about, my intention behind this painting.
I just love the colors, you know.
Thank you so much.
It's very interesting technique that you use.
Thank you.
Yeah, I was very drawn by the eyes and the cheeks.
Yeah, I would like the portrait to sort of draw you in, and a lot of my paintings I feel like do that in terms of the portraits.
Show us one more piece.
Sure, so I have one right here actually below my feet. This one is called The Cosmos, and I was sort of thinking about the connection that occurs between yourselves and other human beings.
Yeah.
And so here's the center point, and it's kind of a little bit silly because it looks like an egg in the center, and that's kind of something that we do. We always eat, and we need to fuel ourselves and feel hungry and be able to continue to sustain ourselves.
Yes.
So that's sort of where we're all centering in, that being healthy and having a lifestyle. And then kind of coming out with every layer, thinking about evolving through each layer, and then coming back to that center again. And so my colors are actually inspired by where I'm currently living, which is Thailand. I'm very much inspired by the hues of Bangkok. I always go into really bright colored taxis and everything, bright malls, everything is so bright and vibrant, and it creates like a very happy, cheerful mood. And so I wanted to evoke something that was cheerful for myself when viewing it, and then positive feeling for others as well.
Well, when I look at it, I actually I think the saffron monks, the monks with the orange and saffron robes. So there's a bit of Tibetan Buddhist and Buddhist elements in it, as well as a little bit of like Mexico. I think Mexico, the ponchos, right? Yeah, see, those are the colors I see.
Yeah, I was actually looking at a little bit some Tibetan monks making some sand painting mandalas.
Yes, the sand mandalas,
it originated, and then Carl Jung brought that to the States. But yeah, they create these mandalas for about 6 to 7 days, and that's all they do. They just collaborate together, and then after they create them, they destroy them. It's completely destroyed, just to kind of depict that everything is transient and everything is changing, and we can't hold on to things, and we just have to let things go and move on and transform. And so yeah, it's not so much an inspiration, but it's something that I know some background information about. Someone's drawing from there.
Totally, I mean, it's about impermanence of all things, and learning to detach and have non-attachments.
Which is quite difficult as a human, you know, there's so many materialistic things, and how do we detach ourselves from it, and how can we transform it and not hold on to things is something that's difficult, and just kind of to question that is important.
Thank you, Amy.
Sure.
What about you, Andrew? Could you share with us another piece of your art?
Okay, sure. This is a kind of a big piece, but I don't want to block Amy.
It's all right.
Maybe we could just kind of...
Okay.
So this is also that mandala theme.
Yeah.
But I think being in the city, it can be very overloading, and there's just so much going on. And I yearn for something organic, something more vegetation, more plant life, something. So then I thought, this is the seed, and then from this seed, there are all these roots that come out, and it's kind of integrating the city, these kind of artificial forms, these geometric forms, right angles and triangles, and there's also these buildings down here, and it kind of all connects to these more leaf and more curvy forms, and the flowers, and so it's trying to kind of find that connection and that hybrid feeling between nature and the city. So this one's called Urban Organic.
Right.
If you don't mind, I actually, me and Andrew live together. Our studio is also our apartment, so we wake up and literally live and breathe art. And Andrew is always talking about how he wants to be integrated with nature and thinking about ways to kind of create a dialogue for other people to think about how they could combine nature and kind of angular architecture in their life.
Yeah, I like the ideology, you know, that you could fuse to and bring it forth.
I think that there's so much in our lives that are removed from us. The food that we are given every day is It's modified. I don't even know what goes into the food that I eat. So I love the feeling of farming or gardening. I think that's very inspiring. That's why we paint, because we could do it on the computer and create it through a mouse, but this is more of a direct connection from the artist to the actual product. This is our brushstroke, our hand left this, not a mouse. So
yes, totally get you.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, could you share with the audience what are some of the upcoming projects or assignments or stuff that you're working on right now?
Sure. Soon I'm going to be going to school for art therapy and counseling, so it's very much taking the language of healing and then pulling that into my passion of art. So I really want to affect more of the medical community and the holistic health community with art. And also I want to do more, I've done murals with community before, so as Amy was saying, empowering the youth and empowering people who maybe don't get as much attention as they deserve, so using art to kind of connect with them.
What about you, Amy?
Actually, something that we're both doing that Andrew didn't mention is we're going to be having an exhibition in New York City at the Art Bar, so we'll be exhibiting our paintings there, doing something similar, having a collaborated show, but just knowing that each piece is made by the artists. We're just always sharing ideas, criticizing each other, and inspiring each other. I'm also going to be having a show in Berlin, which I'm really excited about. So I'll be exhibiting at a gallery called Lufthansa Gallery, and that's going on between the beginning of April till June. I won't be present until the closing show because I'll be teaching art, so we'll be heading over to Germany in June and then heading back to New York as well.
I'm very excited for you guys. I love Berlin. Berlin is such an artistic city.
Yes, it really is.
It's flourishing, you know. It reminds me very much of New York decades ago.
Yeah.
Right. So, thank you guys for sharing with us, all your amazing stories and what you have to offer to the world. Could you tell the audience where can they go to reach out to you to find out more about yourself or to purchase and view some of your beautiful stunning art?
I would say go to the website, andrewkaminskiart.com, or email me, which you can get if you ask Luke.
I'll be placing all these links below this video, so feel free to click on them. Right, what about you, Amy?
Sure, so you can go to my name, amydiener.com, amydiener.com, and also my email is amydiener@yahoo. I know, a little bit old browser, yahoo.com. So you can contact me through those two methods.
Okay, thank you very much, Andrew and Amy, for sharing with us again. We hope to have you again come back to Singapore because you didn't get to see much while you're here, you're busy with the art fair. We hope to have you return and also come again on my talk show and share with us some of your new art. Right? We wish you much success and all the best for your career in your show in Berlin and New York. And just thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you guys for watching this video. Please feel free to subscribe to my YouTube channel for more interesting, exciting, and fascinating videos on all things spiritual and holistic related.